We've had that before. Okay. We're back.
Yeah.
Kinda. Whatever this is about. Poor stream stats. Where did that come from? It's my alert saying that we're back. Anyways.
Yeah.
But talent on both sides. Backup quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are solid.
Yeah.
I think it's a really fun. I think it'll be a really fun game. I love how we're kicking this week off with that. I'm not so heavy on Clemson. I think Tennessee will cover. I am going to lean towards Clemson though, because of what you said about the defense, but mainly so because Tennessee's quarterback is good, but also he is a true backup. Like he does not have as much experience as the Clemson. So, and Clemson's played in a lot of big games. Tennessee has been not as good in big games.
Right.
So I'll go Clemson, Tennessee, and apparently we're back to excellent connection. 63.5.
Yeah.
This bowl seasons have trends. This bowl season's trend has actually relatively been under.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, Tennessee can score so fast.
Yeah.
63. That's a 34-30. Can easily get there. Whew. That one's tough for me. I'm gonna go with the trend on this one though. Give me the under.
There it is. I'm taking the over. Look, more from an entertainment perspective. Hope to see the best out of both offenses. See if Clemson can continue to trend in the right direction with their offense as they've switched quarterbacks. And we know Tennessee's explosive will be, I would say, arguably the most explosive team that Clemson plays all year. So
yeah, absolutely. Now, let's not get it wrong here. Bowl season's difficult because they've had a month to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Like bowl season for probably the first half is all coaching.
Right.
By the way, second half is just because they have to make adjustments. Like this is a lot of coaching.
But both of these teams are actually, in my opinion, the offenses are going to benefit from the break more than 99% of teams, simply because they technically have new quarterbacks that are going to now be fully ingrained, or should be fully ingrained in their systems.
Into one game plan.
Into a game plan against one specific opponent that you've had this long to prepare for.
Right.
So
yeah, you're right. And that's what makes
what leans me to
it's going to be a fun
lean
one.
towards the over, and I think it should be a fun game.
This is going to be a real fun one.
Because I've had no interest in watching Clemson all year with
no
their quarterback in there.
DJ Ukulele?
Yeah, that guy. DJU. DJ Transfer Portal.
Transfer Portal. He'll be starting somewhere. Not at Clemson.
Will he?
Yeah, I mean, somewhere. You're not going to transfer to go sit.
You heard anywhere that's picking him up?
There's a lot of places that would.
Well, I'm
like,
saying, do you see Hartman's going to Notre Dame?
Oh, really?
Wake Forest quarterback?
Really?
Yep.
Fun.
New college news on the week.
Number 11 K-State versus number 5 Alabama. Minus 6.5 total. 55.5.
Yeah. Love a good underdog story. Love a team that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can't see it.
Bama is going to beat them, and beat them pretty well.
6.5. I mean, this is the old, Kansas State pulling out all the stops.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Alabama's got a chip on their shoulder right now.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young still trying to make an impression on scouts.
Bryce Young's going to throw for 400 yards and 4 to 6 tutties. He's going to have to show out. Bama's going to want to run this score up to 1 million.
Okay.
There's no way around that situation.
Yeah. I mean,
so Bama over. Like, this has to happen for them. K-State, I believe, will they'll do what they do. They'll come back late, and which is why the over, like, it's going over 55.5. Like, that's going to happen. Mainly because K-State's going to come back. Let's go. We're 2 for 2 last week. Let's ride that train. But, Bama's just an overall better squad.
Yeah.
Nothing to say about it. They shouldn't be ranked 5, but whatever. They're just going to wipe the floor.
Yeah. I wish I could think differently, but I don't like the matchup. I don't like the matchup for Kansas State.
No. Poor matchup. Now, speaking of matchups, number 9 Penn State versus number 7 Utah. Utah is minus 2.5. 52.5 is the total.
Yeah.
What do you think about this matchup?
I don't know what to think about Penn State. They played Michigan tough for a half, Ohio State tough for 3 quarters, if I remember correctly. But they don't they don't do anything bad, but they don't do anything elite.
They have a solid defense, offense there.
This is a Big Ten matchup from a stylistic standpoint of how Utah plays. Strength is going to be in the quarterback play and being able to lean on defensive playmakers. Penn State's strength is going to be Big Ten strength of defensive running game. Try not to make mistakes. Team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the game. Again, all coach speak, very basic items. I think Utah has more explosive players, specifically on offense, and so that's going to make me lean towards Utah. 2.5 is the number, and so I have them covering as well, the 2.5.
I can't argue it. Utah's more explosive. Their offense is, to me, head and shoulders above Penn State's. Yeah. Defensively, sure. If we say they're even, but Penn State will not be able to run. They can't do a track meet. Utah's used to it in the Pac-12. And I don't think that it's not a dominant Penn State team. It's not an Iowa defense in the Big Ten. We're not talking about that type of Big Ten defense.
No.
It's above average.
Right.
But it's not that. And Utah's they're going to be able to just out playmaker stuff.
Yeah. So you've got Utah covering the 2.5 as well.
Yeah.
And the number's 52.5. Again, neither one of these offenses is overly explosive. Penn State's not going to want to play fast unless something changes from, the rest of the regular season. And Utah is not a team that plays with a ton of tempo. I mean, they can mirror teams well. And so I just don't see this game going over the 50. There it is.
No. I don't see Penn State scoring more than 20. And that means Utah's going to get to 33.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
All right.
God, I'm going to break a lot of rules with this one. Just because we don't have... Oh, yeah, we do. The chills, the excitement through the veins. YouTube did not yell at us, so that's cool. Maybe we can play those. Anywho, here we go. College playoffs.
I wish I was more excited for these games.
I know, but it's college playoffs.
That's my hot take.
I don't give a shit about your hot take. Add excitement. We have to. It's our job. It's our job to put hype into these games.
It's my job to be realistic on the number 1 and number 2 teams, as we've talked about all year, being head and shoulders above everyone else in college football.
Oh, I know.
There. How's that for excitement?
I know.
Let's start with Michigan TCU.
Yeah, because it's the first game. So let's do that.
That is a 7.5 point spread for Michigan. And they have been susceptible to first half blunders and or no-shows, and then been one of the strongest closing teams in college football, if not the strongest closing team in college football. However, they are playing TCU, who is also the strongest closing team in college football. As far as comebacks, putting up points, a quarterback that has the never say die attitude. They're kind of the cardiac Horned Frogs.
I like that. Are you teeing up a backdoor cover or a backdoor cover of the over-under?
But here's the thing: is Michigan's strength more going to rise more than TCU? And I have to say yes.
And by their strength, you
meaning
mean the fact
their
that they're going to
ability
run
to
the
close
football.
games, run the football in the second half, and not only run the football, but run the football for points.
Correct.
They're not just running the football and getting 3 first downs and then punting. They're running the football down your throat, down your throat, down your throat, and then we're going to score.
And
C Ohio State game, C Penn State game, C.
And what's the problem with TCU's defense? The defense. Like
the defense in general is
they're Big
just
12.
very susceptible.
Correct. So I don't feel like they're going to be able to stop Michigan.
No.
Not unless they come up with something. Again, it's been a month.
Right.
Scheme-wise, first couple drives.
And TCU is going to be able
out.
to do some things early, in my opinion, because Michigan is going to be feeling them out, trying to figure out, like Michigan does, where are their holes? Where can we expose them?
Michigan's going to come out and pound the rock to say, we are better than you, and we're going to run the ball.
Right.
If that fails, then they'll figure it out.
Right.
If it doesn't, long day for TCU.
Yeah.
Long day in that first. And it's first 2 drives. First 2 drives, they're going to – why wouldn't they?
I don't see TCU being able to run the ball against Michigan.
No.
They do have some big receivers that they can throw to. Obviously, they've got, Duggan can run, and, he can make plays, but
By the way, is it Duggan or Dugan?
both.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dugan needs to be in Dugan mode for a good 3 quarters. I'll give him the first quarter, fill it out. Good 3 quarters, he needs to be in that mode. That's a long time.
Yeah, and it's not something that he hasn't shown all year that he's a 4-quarter, and not even in a bad way, but
Take over.
The reason why you're a good comeback team is that your quarterback takes himself to an elite level of which you can't sustain for 4 quarters. And so 4th quarter, late 3rd quarter into 4th quarter when they get down, Dugan's leadership, his throw it on my shoulders, I'll run, I'll pass, I'll fake, I'll scramble, I'll do whatever. You can't do that against elite level competition, which Michigan will be the best team that they played all year.
And he'll have to do it for 3 quarters, not a quarter and a half.
Right.
And it's going to end up being short. And he'll have his run.
I really like the first half under in this.
Do you?
I just
whatever that
just
is.
makes sense
Whatever the
for
first
what
half
these
under
teams
is.
do.
Yeah.
But the overall game total's 58.5. If you think that TCU will find a way to score against Michigan, then it probably gets there. If you think that Michigan can dominate for 4 quarters, I don't think it does. So that's where I'm at as far as the overall thinking of it. I don't think Michigan can lose this game.
No, they'll be in cruise control most of the game, in my opinion. So they won't lose.
Right.
If we're wrong about everything else, they're not going to lose the ball game.
Right. Can TCU be competitive enough, as they have been
pressure the whole
all
time?
year, to cover the 7.5?
No.
I don't think so either.
They're going to be down. They're going to be down 17 going into the 4th, and Michigan's going to be in hand the football off and run clock.
Mm-hmm.
They might get a late one, but 10? I'll beat them by 10 at a minimum to me. And that's a late backdoor Michigan fumbled while trying to run the clock out type thing.
This game just, I look at it and I just see 34-24 written all over this game, which is 58.
Whew.
But I don't see it getting any higher than that.
Michigan has to get to 40 for this thing to go over.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they do? That's no. I don't even think that's in their game plan.
Right.
The only way it does is turnovers, which we cannot account for. Which is a scary situation.
Goonlocks! Ooh, we are in for well, if you like the teams that we're picking against, you should be in for a really good week.
Absolutely, because we haven't picked college football in a while either.
Yeah.
So that's good. Ohio State, Georgia, minus 6.5, 62.5. Everyone knows
start.
Georgia. I don't know what the problem is. I don't have a problem. Like, I know Georgia. I know what we're getting at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're getting from Ohio State. They have not shown the capability of big games and doing what we think they should be doing.
Yeah.
How it's 6.5 is actually a absolute mind effort to me. Maybe Vegas knows something we don't.
Right.
But I was thinking more like 12.5. Then I'm going to play with, something to think about. 6.5 is not.
Yeah, we're both in Georgia here. I think money line and on the spread is 6.5. The only question's the number at 62.5 and what you think Ohio State's offense can or can't do against a Georgia defense who's been susceptible this year, more so than previous year. And an offense that's been a little more up and down. I mean, they have the weapons, obviously, but
do they? Have they really shown? To me, if you have weapons, you're averaging 30 point, 35, 30, 40 point in college. Sorry, averaging that. They're not.
All right.
On paper, cool, but they have not shown up.
I don't disagree.
That's where you get to back to this argument. I cannot wait till this offseason is going to be great.
Is Georgia going to score 40 in this game?
That's my thing. I can't rule it out. But I don't think they're going to. Turnovers would get them over 40 without a doubt. They're gonna score in the 30s, and that's the issue for me. But they have to get the turnovers because I don't think they're going to try to be that explosive because they don't need to be.
Yeah.
Why do they need to be explosive?
I mean, this is like a 37-20 game.
Yeah. Now a random, punt return or a pick six, and we're screwed. But I will hold my hand on my Lord. Goonlocks! Just 4 straight, huh?
Just disgusting.
Because it's going to make me physically ill.
Yeah.
But you start to follow the money.
We haven't played that one. Sure. I just had to.
Yeah.
In this one.
The Goon Squad!
So this comes down to we could actually tie this whole thing. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
And if we tie, we both take one because that's where we're at. Speaking of that, you haven't taken your Goldschlager?
No, not yet.
Okay.
A lot of show left.
Yeah, we do have a lot of shit left.
So, I mean, we're just tip of the iceberg here. So hope the games are great. Really do. I hope that we see the best of TCU from a Max Duggan perspective. I hope that actually I don't really care if we see the best of Ohio State. They can go crawl under a rock, in my opinion.
I mean, let's be real. We want Georgia, Michigan.
Yeah.
How would you not want Georgia, Michigan?
Right. And I would like both of those teams to be somewhat dominant in just showing that that's the two teams that we deserve to see. The other games, I just don't see much excitement coming out of that Penn State game. Hopefully there is. We've had a lot of exciting games this year. Hope Kansas State can give Alabama all they want. Again, just don't see that happening. And I think
the most exciting
really just hoping that Clemson-Tennessee game can live up to
it. Right now is the one that is
that's the most intriguing in my opinion. Yeah.
Aside from the the whole playoff thing, that's kind of where we're at. Do we do best bets on just those?
I mean,
or no?
I mean, I think we've kind of no. I don't think we need to.
Cuckoo.
Should we get into a little bit of news here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we get back into the NFL.
Oh boy, do we have some good NFLs for you? Wait, what day was the what day are we looking at? That was take
Right. The 21st.
Oh well.
We were on the 20th.
You need to do that one last so we know like that ends
Oh,
our
gotcha.
week. You know what I mean?
Yes, we watched that.
Yeah, a little. Did we watch this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. My apologies. Oh, this has got to be the start of it.
Yep.
Right. We'll get to we're going to speak about Tua a little more, but we got to talk about the Pro Bowl. Which I'm glad they're going back to more skills stuff and whatever. They I don't know why they hadn't got rid of that. I remember growing up and just watching the skills challenge. Like that was fun.
That's the fun part of it.
That's the fun part. The
only
game
part
is
that they
irrelevant.
really need.
But speaking of the Pro Bowl, Tua led all players in fan voting. The quarterback was left off the Pro Bowl roster. So how do you feel about that? Just that quote, but also like who should be playing in the Pro Bowl and how should it be voted on?
How many quarterbacks make the Pro Bowl? 3? For each side?
I think it's 2. Let me look. I'm sure he's an alternate, by the way. I didn't
Right.
Google check that.
I mean, here's the thing. Do you think Tua should be a Pro Bowler over Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Justin Herbert? The fans did,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, but I just have a hard time. Like, yeah, Mahomes and Allen, their stats are probably down a little bit.
It's 3 in Burrow.
Interceptions are up a little bit, and Joe Burrow. Yeah,
There's 3
so
quarterbacks. No.
Like, here's the thing though with the Pro Bowl from the other side of things is when a guy like Tua has a year like he's had, because the Pro Bowl being what it is, like, no, he won't be all pro or all Madden or whatever, but he probably deserves a Pro Bowl spot in a year like this over, like, let's say Josh Allen.
Because
But when you look at
done
their,
something.
because of what he's done for his team.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know how you make an argument.
Is he your first alternate?
To,
or is it
I mean,
Herbert?
if he's fit, he's not.
To be fair, we'll get to his
Look
injury
at
stuff. But like,
Herbert's-
I mean,
you look at Herbert's numbers and what he just got his team into the playoffs for the first time.
let's be real. Mahomes, Allen, or Burrow, they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there will be an alternate.
Mm-hmm.
One of them will probably just not want to go because,
Well, they'll be in.
well, actually, it's skills now, so it's a
Right.
little different. So,
Yeah.
but whoever is for it is the alternate's going.
Right.
And they'll get their little Pro Bowl. But I just thought it was interesting. Players fan voting. I don't think fan voting is
who
relevant.
made it then? Is that the 3?
Yeah, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
So like Herbert didn't make it, and I mean I just don't.
Do you agree with those 3?
I mean you can't. How
can't argue
How you want to disagree?
I'm just
Take
asking.
any of those guys off their team and
Yeah.
plug them into Miami. I'll take my chances.
Yeah, right.
And plug Herbert into Miami. I'll take my
I'll
chances.
take my chances. Yeah.
I feel like that's just San Diego East.
Yeah, I don't
If
think.
you plug them, like
Right. I agree.
so,
I agree.
yeah.
Gronk tweeting, I'm kind of bored.
Well, Gronk's bored, wants to wear number 69 and get announced as eligible every play, making the refs
And
say his number.
Try to go on a run with
Just
a ring.
Gronk being Gronk.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets.
He'll
yeah.
be fun. He'll sit there.
I feel like we'll hear from Gronk every year that Brady's still playing around playoff time,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
just for funsies.
So Donald's hurt a little bit. Is this the end of Aaron Donald? Does he retire? I mean, there was talks that he wanted to retire last year, came
Right.
back.
I think
McVay. I mean, there's a lot of the Rams are tired and old,
Right.
right? Shutting him down the rest of the season doesn't bother me because they're not in anything. But
Right. Well, I mean, once they shut him down, they had their best game of the year, hung 51.
and their defense looked great.
Stop.
Now, let's back
They
up.
played the Broncos. Get out of here. Oh, we're done with that conversation.
Oh, the
Next.
Russells. The Russells.
Next.
I found that interesting.
Defense looked great. Gotta get out of here. That team couldn't score 14 points against
I don't have the video on this,
Falcons defense.
but this is one that, and this is just for my Falcons fans out there, by the way. So, and you probably didn't see it, and I tried to find a clip, but for some reason, scrubbed. It wasn't scrubbed. I just didn't dig that hard. Ritter's rolling out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he's going to throw the ball away. And he throws it, but gets hit. So the ball comes out like a weird duck, goes basically 90 degrees, doesn't get past the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
They called roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Intentional grounding.
Okay.
Intentional grounding, right? He got hit. Like a quarterback throwing the ball away, he's going to throw a spiral or somewhat of a weird duck. This was like a
ball just.
This was a duck.
Hand. Right.
And they called that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ref then said that he didn't feel like there was physical contact that caused the issue.
Oh.
Right? And so obviously this guy then tweeted the more important part. Intentional grounding should not be called if the passer is out of the pocket, which he was, is passing motion, which he was, and is significantly affected by the physical contact that causes the ball to land short of the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Okay?
But that's what the ref was arguing.
And that's what the ref was arguing. So at least he knew the rule. I was okay with his understanding of it, but if I could show you guys it was not.
This wasn't something that was up for argument.
No.
Right.
No quarterback when rolling out and throwing the ball should ever have a duck come out like that.
Right.
Except for Tua in preseason.
That's fair.
That's what it looked like. But we're going to keep on the Falcons train.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious and sad at the same time. Ritter threw for 218. No picks, by the way.
218.
Yeah. Was the second highest mark of the season.
Hey.
He's played 2 games and has the second highest mark this season. 218. That's crazy. I wanted to look at this one because I know we talked about it, but I think we have in here and I had posted about one-score games, right? So this one's from the PFF.
Yeah.
Vikings one-score games are 11-0.
11-0. Unheard of in the NFL.
They've played 16 games.
Yeah.
11-0.
Mind you, NFL historically, one-score games are basically a coin flip.
Correct.
So theoretically speaking, like a good season, like 8-3 would be phenomenal. If you could go that in one-score.
If we
games.
give them 3 more losses,
yeah, and we're talking about a whole different.
Absolutely, and we'll get to that.
Yeah,
but that's why I threw that one up there.
Absolutely.
A little love for Drake though. The top 5 FCS edge defensive grades for the PFF. Finn Claypool with a 92.1 from the Drake University
Bulldogs.
Okay, second place was 90.4. I'm just saying, he's also a freshman.
I mean, grading out at 92 in anything is unreal. So
in literally anything.
Yeah.
Math tests, anything.
Yeah, that's
pretty
kudos.
Yeah, pretty good. This one's I just more along with what Diggs does. So I just wanted to reiterate.
Jumped it. Yep.
That this happens.
Yeah. Try to take advantage of a young quarterback.
At least every time there's a young quarterback. We're not going to watch it. Oh, there it goes. Oh. There you go.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, if that surprises you at this point from Diggs, then
this, what you posted, glorious. So I'll let you do this thing.
So this is Cowboys Eagles, Devontae Smith. I believe this was after his second touchdown, or maybe this was the first one. But he starts by putting on the ski mask, as you're going to see here. Ski mask on, kicks open the door, and now we're stealing children's presents with the help of fellow receiver out of the Salvation Army bucket, of which is very popular and known for Dallas Cowboys touchdown celebrations over the last 2 years. Zeke specifically, but also the tight end group. And then Dak helped out a little bit as well. I don't know if this will be a fine or not because they technically didn't touch the prop.
Correct.
And so
And they didn't use a football. Like
they didn't do anything. Like if there was nothing here other than him just doing that, they wouldn't be fined. So I don't know if because they robbed Salvation Army that we'll get a fine out of just
it was
bad
glorious.
taste.
It was glorious. I enjoyed that.
I mean,
it was smart.
The creativity is there,
Yeah.
but I just I feel like we just didn't read the room there.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely didn't read the room, but I enjoyed it.
But like,
I enjoyed it.
I don't know. I mean, probably because it was Dallas, I didn't like it as much as I maybe should have. But yeah,
It was good. All right,
I'm going for distasteful.
So distasteful quarterbacks. There's a whole rumor out there of Mac Jones being dirty.
The Grayson Allen of the NFL.
Mm-hmm. This play is illegal and did not get called.
Yeah. I mean, he lays down in front of
He takes
a guy
out.
who's not really doing anything. I don't know
First
why.
of all, what would you do? Why? What?
Why is 20 still running?
Just go celebrate.
Right. But then, like, why is Mac Jones, like, so he gave, like, I didn't read it because
What are you
I
gonna
don't
block?
care
What do
what
you?
he's,
What? I mean,
I don't care what he's going to say. Like, he gave an explanation when asked about it.
what he thought that guy was gonna go.
No,
block
I
his
don't.
guy?
I don't know what it was. Like if he was just like to a point where he was just falling over, but like,
No.
yeah, like
To me, that's dirty. I don't like it.
yeah, no,
He could have
don't
stuck his
disagree.
knee in his helmet and concussed him. I
But
don't
like
really
he's
give a
kicked guys in the balls this year with his
It's-
slides. He's you
Like,
know had some.
There's nothing here from a football perspective that he needs to do. He's not catching him, so just give
Just
up.
stop. And not to mention, like by throwing yourself on the ground,
You can hurt yourself.
you are, and like you're trying not to get. He's also trying not to get hit. Like
Yeah. But
like,
so
just in general, like
so
mindset
don't get hit.
should be don't get hit. So like right here, turn,
you mean like
go back to the sideline.
you mean like the rest of these guys?
Like those
They're,
guys.
they're not
Yep.
involved. Yeah. I don't
Instead,
like it.
Mac Jones
It's also
just
the Patriots,
lays
so-
down at somebody's knees. So
This is just more to the Gronk part.
yeah, just what we talked about there.
I just love that.
Oh, Gronk.
This was a good one by you. This was a good one. When your wife says there's still one more 65-step instruction toy to put together.
Yeah, the old.
Some choice words.
Yes. One specifically.
Yep. Specifically. What is this? What do we got?
Christmas spirit there.
Ooh, a little Brock love, huh? And my Facebook is blown up with
ton
it.
of-
I'm actually
Ton of it out there.
getting sick of it.
It is, but he's been so damn good you can't even deny it. List of every QB since 1950 to throw for multiple touchdowns with a 100-plus passer rating in each of his first 3 career starts. Dan Marino, Brock Purdy.
That's
Pretty good company.
that's
Pretty rare air.
yeah.
And then there's a picture circulating out there at a 3 months or less age. Brock Purdy's dad is holding him up to look at a picture of Dan Marino.
That's pretty.
And the picture
God, I
is
love the internet
something
to
like,
find that.
Go back and tell your kid that at this point you will hold a record with only Dan Marino. Yeah. Not that you're holding a record that Dan Marino has, but simply that you are the only 2 who have the
Ever
record.
done it? Yeah, it's pretty dope.
So yeah, just kind of one of those things.
This one just goes to just talk about how tough Kirk Cousins is. This stat is kind of when you sent it and I read it like twice, I just couldn't believe this. But Kirk Cousins has been hit 125 times this year through 15 games.
Yeah.
Not once in any season since 2000, which is as far back as whatever this person stat, whatever, took care of this, has a quarterback been hit more through 15 games. This guy's an absolute warrior.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hits.
No, yeah. I mean, this goes back to like
A lot of hits.
comparable to like when David Carr came out as the Texans quarterback and got sacked like 50 times in the season or whatever the heck it was. Peyton Manning, like in his rookie season, like we're talking about epically bad offensive line protection from letting the defense hit your quarterback for a team that's still in the running for the 1 seed in the NFC.
So the whole fraud thing, this is
Yeah.
another stat to go towards that.
I mean, it is, but I mean, if you've got a quarterback who's willing to stand in there and you've been that successful in one-score games, like, to me, that actually tips the scales towards, like, he's the only thing that might not be fraudulent.
Correct. I agree.
So,
But regression
while
to the mean?
team, that leads into the team fraudulence. I believe that Cousins probably hasn't got enough credit for what he's done for this team this year.
That's fair.
Because guys really like to poop on that dude.
They do.
And not, he makes it easy, don't get me wrong.
They do.
But, yeah.
Okay. We get into Tua. Okay. I was basically texting you about their like last 4 drives, which went like field goal or fumble, field goal,
Right.
pick.
So this is in the second quarter, though.
Yep. This is before that situation, which come to find out. Just watch Tua and let's just watch his head. Boink. Don't worry, we get it zoomed in.
Which,
They don't show the after, which sucks, but
like, to me, it didn't even really look like his head hit the ground there.
it didn't. However, statistically, and I don't know if they have it in this tweet, but from this, he went like 3 picks
Right.
and completion percentage of 25, right?
But you also didn't have, like, necessarily anything very visible real time. Like, he got up right away, didn't waver off the field, didn't lay there.
Right. My thing is the fact, though, that his other injuries this season.
No, I don't disagree. But at that point, then they need to have a required spotter on Tua, and anytime you have any apparent whiplash,
Just go check him out.
he just needs to go in.
Go check him out. What does it hurt?
So let's say here's the issue that I would present as from a fan and team perspective is, let's say he throws that pass and that running back runs for a touchdown, or runs for a first down, even more so than a touchdown. The touchdown wouldn't really be as relevant, but
Because they have time.
because he wouldn't have to still be on the field.
Right.
So you're now forcibly removing a player from the field when you didn't have visual evidence.
I mean, this is first down, so this is this scenario.
Right. So, like, should he have come out on second down? Mid-drive, you're up 20-10. Let's say this is fourth quarter, 2-minute drive, first down. This play happens on first down, and you're going to just pull him because you think he might. Now, we've definitely argued the safety side of things. That's where it becomes so difficult, though, is because this play doesn't look to me like he hits his head on the ground.
Right. Same.
But we've seen other really obvious situations get completely overlooked. So this one didn't surprise me from that perspective. Now this is being pointed out as where they think he might have gotten. And the stats are pointing towards this being.
And he's in concussion protocol.
But also,
now.
I mean, we're 2 minutes from halftime. If Tua is feeling that, knowing his past history, man, some of the onus is on him.
Correct.
Because nothing happened between now and halftime. Not to say that it couldn't have,
Right.
but it didn't.
Right.
And so if that is the case, and this is what happened, then I've got to put some blame back on the player himself, knowing his own situation. And I know that's hard, but if he had a headache, if his neck wasn't feeling right, whatever it was, knowing what you've gone through this year, you have to be able to say, listen, check me out. If I'm good, I'm good. But because I just don't think that play was obvious enough. And he didn't lay, like I said, he didn't play on the field or
Right,
lay on the field. He didn't shake anything off.
Right.
He didn't stumble getting up. Like, it was boom, back in the huddle. Everything was normal.
To me, it's not like go check him out immediately. That's one of those ones, like, again, situationally, it's 2 minutes till halftime. Halftime, hey, that looked a little different. Why don't we just test this out real quick? It's halftime.
Yeah.
This is clearly time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just figure it out real quick and see if you're all right.
Right.
Clearly he was not statistically, and clearly now he's in concussion protocol.
Right.
Now, is that because of this? I don't know. But he's now currently in concussion protocol.
Right.
Now, let's assume terrible thing to do, that he is now concussed.
Mm-hmm. Done.
Got to be done for the year.
Done for
at
the
a
year.
minimum, right?
At the minimum. Absolutely.
You have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'd be his
Third.
technical third. Who got
Right.
Who really knows, but at least his third. Yeah, you got to shut him down.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing is, whether or not we want to agree or disagree on what we're seeing, the person who tweeted this saw this, recorded it, and said, hey, so if a fan or a person, I don't know who this Michael Williams is in general, but if they're seeing it, then that means whoever's at the NFL level reviewing, whether it be the medical staff, the team, whoever's in charge of that, should also be seeing that. And that's gone back to our points over Tua's previous injuries and other concussion injuries where plays aren't getting blown dead, is that in a league that makes as much money as they do, to not have, they have an all 22 view, to not have those plays whistled dead and those people removed from the field, that's the criminality in it all, is that viewers at home are seeing this stuff. So therefore, like, this is not something that's like off to the sideline, you couldn't see it on camera type of thing. People at home are seeing all of these things. So that's the issue, and that's what has to be fixed, is there has to be more accountability from the NFL in whatever premise that is, on making sure that, hey, we just had, and I don't care if if you got to have 22 dudes that are assigned to, like,
each player on the
every
field.
Player on the field, did your guy get hit in the head in a way that he needs to be checked out or possibly checked out, and fine, for every game, you have the money, you have the resources.
Yeah,
if safety, now again, 22 is excessive, don't get me wrong, but even a guy on each side of the ball,
right?
And right now, they don't even seem to have that. So
I don't even know if they have one at a game.
Right.
Bummer over here for the Bengals. Will Collins tore his ACL and his MCL after initial tests say ACL. So again, on-field exams don't mean much.
Nope.
But that's tough.
Yeah, especially for
that's gonna be tough for the Bengals.
Bengals struggled up front to start the year and had really started to come together. Hottest team in the league right now, or one of the hottest teams in the league right now. So to get through the AFC, losing your right tackle, a little more replaceable than your left tackle, don't get me wrong, but definitely an uphill battle, especially from that positional perspective. Especially
going into Monday Night Football against the Bills.
Yep.
Like, that's going to weigh a little bit for this game specifically.
Yeah.
Gotta love our Broncos, everybody. Broncos getting into it. Just your starting O-line against your backup quarterback. I really wish there was a mic, and I hope
there was.
Comes out.
There is.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
No, really?
On what was said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to walk you through.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
here I'll start.
Get back to the beginning. So this is Jeff Driscoll, the backup quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Now it's Ripien.
Jeff Ripien.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Backup quarterback for the Broncos. Excuse me. Ripien telling the offensive line to help Russ off the ground when he gets hit, and the offensive lineman basically being over Russ's play for the year. I think soon after this, Ripien actually goes in the game. Don't know if they did a couple of oblate blocks or there, but basically after that, dude pushes him, says, "Come at me, Jeff," basically is what he says. And then you see him fall down, and like, as the backup quarterback, I don't mind the leadership perspective of that, but your quarterback is a captain, is a 15-plus year NFL veteran at this point, somewhere in there, probably 12 to 15, however long Russ has been in the league. If his linemen are not picking him up at this point, that's on him.
Yeah.
That's on him. And while I appreciate the dude, his leadership and being willing to speak up to that, but know your spot.
Read the room, bud.
Read the room.
Read the room.
100%.
Read the room.
So that's what that was all about.
I didn't know that.
Nathaniel Hackett obviously got fired after this game as well because of things just like this.
This is why.
Yeah.
I 2 games remaining in your rookie season as coach.
Yeah, you can't have this going on your sideline.
This is what's going on.
Along with everything else.
You lost the locker room.
Means that your team quit. You just gave up 51 to a Rams team who couldn't
had
score
scored 50 in 3 games.
Yeah, combined. So, yeah, that's what that whole
awesome.
dispute was, though.
So the offseason for the Broncos will be interesting.
Yeah, very going to be a lot of changes there.
Because the dude is Russ isn't good at football right now. So this one you sent.
Yeah. This is, I mean, there's a theme around the NFL in general. There's been a ton of close games this year. We know how competitive the NFL has been and continues to be from a playoff race perspective, a one-score game perspective. This is the Giants, happen to be the butt of this terrible stat. The scores in these games are 2 tied ball games and 1 in which the Giants were leading. These are field goals of 61 to 63 yards.
Here's 61, 63, and
61. As time expires, I don't know what the percentages on the year are for field goals over 60 yards. You don't get a ton of opportunities to them.
Definitely not 3 for 3.
Teams are 100%
against the Giants
in game-winning field goals of 60-plus yards this year against the Giants. That would be indoors and I believe 2 outdoor kicks.
Yes.
Being in Philadelphia and in Carolina. So tough. I mean, just tough. Like,
how the hell do you not
this
block
shows,
them, by the way?
you know, the Vikings are 11-0. Again, they are one of these teams that is going to kick one of the 60-yarders in order to win the game. And again, are you guaranteed to win 2 out of 3 of those? No, because, you know, you would just be going to overtime. However, the fact that all 3 of these kicks are made, now you're 3-0 in games decided by a 60-yard field goal.
Here's my issue. They didn't learn. Okay, I don't know the order of which these were played.
Yeah.
But what they didn't do is they didn't learn. I'm going to, and I can't tell. I don't know if they had a returner back here or not, but they're in return mode on all of these.
Well, they lost this game was this week.
Okay, yeah.
Against.
So they're in return mode. And what I mean by that is look how many guys are up standing.
Right.
Because they think it's going to be short so they can return it for
fine.
House school. That's fine, but you didn't learn. Go block. 61-yard field goals have to have a lower trajectory. I'd rather go block the damn thing, especially if it's happened to me twice already.
I don't disagree, but here's my other side of it. The fact that they're in return mode says that the chance of that kick being short versus going in is at worst 50-50, or you wouldn't be in return mode.
Maybe, unless they're just idiots.
Also, if you run into and or rough the kicker, it's now a much more makeable field goal in the chance that you thought he would miss, being a 50-50 proposition as a 60-yard field goal.
I don't want to lose on a 60-yard field goal. I'm going to go block that thing.
Okay, that's
go block.
I mean, I can't disagree with it. I'm just saying, as a 60-yard field goal.
You can still have a guy. By the way, you can still have a guy back there, go block it, and still have a return on. Those are big fat guys out there.
Right.
Like, it's not.
And kickers and holders.
And holders. Like, there's not very many. The tight ends are the most athletic people on that field.
Yeah.
For the offense.
No, I get it.
I could not imagine losing 3 that way.
Yeah.
But I get your argument. It really makes sense.
Yeah.
Really makes sense. Let me just talk about it a little bit. Packard gets canned to a concussion. That we already talked about that one. Ooh, I did like this one. So,
can you turn the sound on for this?
I'm sure I can. I'm sure we'll get in trouble.
There's nobody talking. If you want to feel and hear a hit,
this is it.
More here in this first half.
This is it.
Here's another one. Watch out. More here in this first half. Here's another one. Watch out.
Woo!
More here in this first half.
Here's one of the loudest hits I've heard in a long time while watching a game.
So, he gets ejected.
Mm-hmm. Cusses himself and the offensive player. In the name of player safety, everything that was done was correct. I don't think that it was a dirty hit, though.
No.
But he leads with the crown, and by that, he doesn't know where the receiver's going to end up, but I mean, he's running right through him. Crown actually hits the shoulder pad first when you watch him in slow. Like I've seen this in slow-mo. But you just can't run through that high. And, I mean, he's not attempting to wrap at all.
No.
And if he attempts to wrap, then he can't lead with the crown.
This is old school hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Ronnie Lott.
This is awesome.
And Derwin James has a reputation. So that's one of the reasons for the ejection. I don't know if they put him in concussion protocol as well, but I don't know whatever came from that.
Receiver got concussed. I don't think Derwin actually ended up with a concussion.
I mean, that receiver might have gotten concussed. He might have just broken his collarbone or shoulder or
there's a lot.
He got wrecked.
All I'm saying is when I originally saw it, I did not see a penalty. Technically, he led with the crown, and I get the whole rule behind it, but
the penalty is
just
blindside defensive receiver. Anything above the numbers, you got to call it for player safety.
And I get that.
And that's, again, I love seeing the hit.
I just don't think it was.
But I don't think
it wasn't intentionally trying to hurt him. I don't think that was it.
I'll disagree.
Well, every hit is I'm trying to intentionally hurt somebody,
and that's why I make that right.
I am trying to knock you out.
This isn't like we watched what Mac Jones did.
Yes,
unnecessary.
Correct.
Laying down on a play that, I mean, this dude just was super athletic, ran really fast, and then wanted to lay the hit on this dude.
Just went high
instead of just wrapping him up.
Well, he could have went. He could have done the same thing, but went ribs.
Right, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, and the guy would have had broken ribs.
I mean, you're also talking about a 5'10" receiver. So Derwin James is a 6'3", 6'4", so player size definitely matters as well.
Although his ribs would have hurt so bad.
Yep.
Oh my Lord.
And again, the noise, the soundtrack of that is NFL Films worthy.
You threw up this one. Travis Kelce leads all receivers and tight ends in yards after catch as a 33-year-old tight end. Yeah. It's just, dude's a freak. Mainly because they don't freaking cover him.
Well, and here's the thing: is who else are the Chiefs going to throw to? I mean, they have Schuster, and they spread the ball well, and so that's. And their scheme is what allows for the yards after catch that Kelce gets, and his very unorthodox receiving / running style, old swivel hips. Because he's not fast. He is physical, but he's also a little bit more prone to fumble down the field fighting for yards. But that's also why he leads the league in yak. I mean, but at 33,
also some people there was multiple games they just don't cover him.
No, so don't disagree.
But no.
But I mean, very rarely is he catching and not having a couple of people miss in his big yak yard plays.
The crazier thing is it's receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's
including Justin Jefferson, who may well break the receiving record.
He should
this
year.
They
got to play all 18, so he should.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. NFL 1 possession games if the opposite results have occurred.
Right.
All right. Updated through Christmas, basically.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to look at these and just look at the team's difference. Really, the Vikings would be 1-14.
1-14.
1-14. Look at that.
They've had one game all year that hasn't been decided by a score.
No, that's not how that works. They'd be 1-14. They're 11-0. There'd be 4 games. They're 1-3 in the other games.
Yeah.
So yes, but regardless, kind of crazy in the NFC side. Niners would be your 1 seed, Bears close, your 2 seed, Falcons 3 seed, even Eagles would be 8-7.
Yeah.
Your Seahawks would be 10-5, which that's fine. Lions 9-6, Cowboys 8-7. So crazy change up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how close the NFL is.
Mm-hmm. Razor thin.
So we go to the AFC side. We got Browns would be the 1 seed at 10-5. The Browns,
right,
at 10-5. Jags 10-5. Raiders 10-5. And then the team that you would think, would still be 1 seed would be the Bills. Nope, they're 9-6. The Broncos would be your 5 seed at 9-6.
Yeah.
Your Broncos, who can't score.
5-game difference.
5-game difference.
But there was the stat that we had a few weeks back that had they scored
18 or whatever, 12, whatever the stupid number was.
18, 16, 19, something like that points per game, they would have been 13-2 at one point.
Yeah. Crazy.
So not so
crazy.
Surprising, but
the surprising part is how bad their quarterback is.
Again, their coach just got fired, and that's how close they are to being 9-6.
Right.
And the other stat is how close they are to being, a team that's right there with the Chiefs as far as overall record.
Absolutely.
So
Bengals 9-6, Chiefs 9-6, and that rounds out. But I mean, the AFC is still tight regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a difference of five wins from the bottom of the Chargers to the top of the Browns. NFC would be 10-1, much greater spread there. It really is just the Vikings of how crazy they would be. But I thought that was interesting.
But the one that jumps off to me there, the Giants as well, is we just talked about the Giants losing 3 games. They still have 5 other victories of 1-score games in which they've won. So that's just right there. That's 8 games that they've had within a score or less, and they're actually 5-3 in those games.
Yeah.
So they're better for it. They've got 8 wins.
They're 3.
So they'd play a lot of close football games. So
just goes to say, NFL this year has been awesome.
Yeah.
I had to throw this one up here for the old Matty Ice. Okay? Just throwing that up there. Matt Ryan, in the 33-36 loss to the Vikings, had 1 touchdown, 0 picks, 0 fumbles lost, 3 sacks taken. The media, Matt Ryan blew a 33-point lead. Nick Foles replacing Matt Ryan, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 0 fumbles, 7 sacks taken. Nick Foles is out there battling.
Sure.
Guys, the Colts, not good. Okay, the Colts are bad.
Yeah.
Colts are bad. I don't care about that one. Oh, this one. This one's glorious. All right.
Alan Lazard.
Little Alan Lazard, another Iowa State.
More Iowa State love.
Product. It's his celebration after knocking 3 guys, really 2, to the ground.
No, he got 3. Well, he hit 2, but one of them
fell.
hit another. So
It was great.
block.
Good block.
22 who
And
hits
just that's just great.
effective. So when we're in film, post game, coaches are grading film. For those unfamiliar, just giving a couple of different grades to a play. So one would be execution of, what is your job on this play? The other one would be effort level, those types of things where, okay, you did your job, but did you do your job because the defense didn't really threaten you, or did you really go out and do your job? So Lazard is in charge of basically one person, maybe 1.5 people you would call it on this play. So he's in charge of the first threat. And so the fact that he gets a block on what becomes a safety coming downhill who's not even over the top of him, 22, because most guys would just try to get 28 out of the way because they're in man-to-man coverage, and then 22 would fly through and make this play. But Lazard gets a shoulder on him, so he doesn't have an angle to make the play. 28's out-leveraged, yep. And the 2 big boys running after him get taken out because of what Lazard does to 22.
Yeah.
If Lazard doesn't pick up 22 like he's supposed to inside out, none of the other things happen.
Right.
And so this is like an A++.
Yes.
As far as everything that he did, because I'm not even sure that he would get a negative if he just went and blocked 28 on this play, because he's right over the top. There's very little difference overall.
Yeah.
And the play's coming to the outside. So, in playing both sides, it's hard to know exactly which one of those is a bigger threat to your running back. So maybe a little bit of it is luck
absolutely.
with him. But
absolutely,
just the wherewithal to – and Lazard is known as one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL. and has been since he was at Iowa State. That's one of the things that increased his draft stock to even being draftable, was that. So fun to see. And it's a local guy we've seen, played at a local high school here, Urbandale High School. So always fun to see those guys do well.
So I posit in a great spot from a defense's perspective.
Yep.
Okay. The main issue from a gap fitting situation is actually 28.
Yeah.
Lazard doesn't go to block him.
Yeah, so he's got to slide outside immediately.
He has to get out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If he gets out there, then he has a decision to go over or under.
Right.
Now, he already made the decision, I'm going to blow this through, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because your next guy, linebacker, has to make the correction here. The thing is, this shoulder is actually good enough to then it trips up the linebacker.
Right.
He also wanted to take this inside, which I don't know why, because this is wide. The running backs, I can't see him, but he's already here.
He's outside of the lineman already.
He's outside.
Because that lineman is head hunting first available after Lazard chooses whoever he
and
gets.
it really is going to be this guy. And he sees him.
Who he doesn't even get to because the
Running back's out here.
the cornerback takes such a bad angle that it just doesn't even become relevant.
Which he's not even looking at the running back. There's no way he's
trying
staring.
not to get pancaked.
He's trying not to die.
Yep.
Right there. That's what he's doing.
100%.
If he just went and filled here,
It's what we like to call
Took
a
his
business decision.
right? If he filled here, he came inside, linebacker goes over the top, linebacker makes a play because running back's going to have to cut back for him unless he just destroys him, which is possible.
Right.
Has to cut back regardless, which means he's inside, he's over the top.
But this would be even more impressive if the corner did get leverage and therefore the cutback lane was the option.
Like, right?
And then he has to cut back through, like if 28's out where he's supposed to be and he cuts back through this
here.
lane, that would be 100% created. All three guys would have been a lane created by Lazard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Lazard
right.
won the play. This is
Right.
the Lazard play.
So,
Regardless. But
yeah,
this
fun to
also
watch.
comes back to the fact that 28's just not trying to die.
Right.
Like, that's, well, we'll roll it one more time. But 28 should have made,
big guy. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Don't
and
look
I
at
am,
the big guy.
he is way
Oh,
faster than me.
There you go.
And gone. I don't even know he scored.
And Rogers looks over like, what's going on?
Our girl ended the week, always good.
Yeah.
And then this one came up late. It's just it's tough being a Falcons fan. It really is. But the stat came out from CBS: fewest sacks since the start of the last season. So almost two full seasons. The bottom is Jags 61, Lions 60, Raiders 60. And then it's the Falcons at 37.
Yeah.
Not even in the same game.
Right.
That's bad. Now, again, sacks aren't everything.
No.
They really aren't.
But I mean, that's
But
that's what you're drafting these days on defense. You're drafting quarterbacks on offense, and you're drafting people who can make play on the quarterback on defense.
This is bad.
Yeah.
The mean or the low mean is 60.
Right.
Do you know how many football games we win if we just get to 60?
Yeah. Well, how about 50?
50? Like,
Yeah.
I thought I just saw that one and I was like, I have to talk about that because that's just insane. But all right.
All right.
Back. NFL? Little
NFL week 17, 2 weeks left. A lot of football left to be played and a lot still to be decided, as we will see here in just a little bit in our playoff machine. First things first, though, the coveted Thursday night football.
Woo! We're just going to go all full sound. Oh, we don't have Thursday night.
The Cowboys are going to the Titans, 10.5-point favorites, and still looking at a very outside shot of winning the division. And a possibility of a home playoff game versus having to travel. However, they have already locked in the 5 seed, which means a road game at the winner of Carolina and Tampa basically this week.
Right.
Carolina does need to win 2 weeks in a row to secure that, but obviously that would start this week with beating Tampa. So neither team, I don't feel good about either team. The Titans are fighting for their playoff lives, so they have more to play for. However, they're doing it with a half a quarterback and a defense that is, they're solid, but they're not world beaters. And I think Dallas is still going to play guys. So I don't see Dallas losing this game.
By the way, total's down to 40.5 now. We went down a point since I sent this around noonish.
Right.
5 hours, 6 hours.
Still 10.5 though.
Yeah. Cowboys going to win the game. The Titans, so they're playing for the playoff, but this game is actually irrelevant. And we'll get to that in the playoff scenario. I ran it earlier, and that's why. Like they're week 18 against the Jags, I believe. That's
but if the Jags lose this week, then Tennessee would be in.
Yes,
So
we'll get to the playoff.
Winning
based on right now.
They're still playing. There's no reason for them to take this week off.
No, they should.
And Tannehill isn't coming back.
And so, yeah, exactly.
And this is a home game.
This is a home game.
You got to win this game if you're the Titans.
You absolutely better win the game. Now, weather's going to be fine. 60 degrees, 0 problems.
10.5.
No, Tennessee's covering. That's a lot of points.
I agree. I agree.
On a Thursday night?
Yeah.
By the way, the money is still heavy on the under.
Yeah,
Does Dallas get to 24?
Yes.
Then it goes over. Or no?
What's the weather?
60 degrees and perfect.
24-17?
That's as high as I see it. But that's over.
Dallas defense has not been good. Tennessee cannot throw the ball, though.
They're just both going
Dallas
to run.
run defense.
They're going to run the football. There's one thing both teams are going to be really good at.
You're taking the under?
Yeah. It's Thursday night. Thursday and unders. Ooh. You switched it up, huh?
Dallas is covering in this game because Tennessee cannot.
It's a lot of points.
It is, but it's 27.
10.
Get to 14 somehow.
Doesn't matter for your 27-14, 27-10. Yeah. I think it'll probably end up being like 27-13. They'll get a field goal instead of the touchdown.
We're going under.
All right. I see. I like it.
All right.
Next.
Want to talk about this game?
Not really. McSorley against Ritter. Ritter's
playing for draft picks.
He still doesn't have a touchdown pass.
Cardinals, Falcons.
The Falcons are going to win the game. I'll have them covering too. I'm actually going to take the over. Nope. I can't do it because Arizona can't score. So give me the under. Atlanta under. Atlanta's going to score though. I can, like, they're going to be pushing 30. That's the thing where I'm stuck at.
Yeah.
They've been really ramping up, getting hot, and the Cardinals defense, they don't have much. So the over is very tantalizing to me.
J.J. Watt's retiring.
I know. So I'm actually, I just talked myself into the over.
The over.
I sure did.
Atlanta over for Stoy. I am also on Atlanta. Are the Cardinals going to score?
That's the issue. That's the question.
I mean, in a game that usually has less meaning, just more likelihood of points, we'll go with the over. And that is Goonlocks. Sunday Night Football. Steelers at Ravens. Ravens -3 total.
They got flex too, so that's good.
36.
Oh, so low.
36.
That's low.
I mean, neither team can score, though.
I know. Yeah, but hey.
Ravens have to win.
Is Lamar back? Look that up.
Think anybody really knows?
I don't know if you'll know this early. Nope.
I mean, I don't think
say so. It doesn't. I mean, Harbaugh just said we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Which to me actually means he's playing, but whatever.
I mean, I think Baltimore finds a way to win this game.
Ooh. We've got 59 degrees and rain. It rained in the morning. It's irrelevant. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I agree. I just don't think it does. I'm going under. Under 36.
Under 36.
Disgusting. Yeah.
You know what? Give me the upset. Give me Steelers. Oh, God, 36. Give me the over. I'm just going to go completely opposite of you.
Completely opposite.
Go fucking balls to the wall. Damn it.
Got him.
Son of a.
Got him.
I've been watching a YouTuber who goes live. He talks a lot about Ukraine war and stuff, but he has a beep button.
Yeah.
We need a beep button.
I don't feel like you were ready to beep yourself.
I was not on that one. Was not at all. That was just
beep button would have not
I could have
been
done it
relevant
after.
there.
Just been like,
right. Really distract them.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Sunday night football.
Monday night
football. Excuse me.
Jeez.
Sorry, distracted by how big a game this is.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Excited for this game. Will be the first Monday night football in a long time that will be appointment television.
Yeah. And I'll actually watch it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to tune this one in.
Yes, indeed. Bills, 1.5 point favorites.
Double check that.
At the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep. 49.5 still. Okay. Woo!
Yeah. Weather?
Oh, yeah. I guess we have to do that weather thing. Wish we had an app for that.
Cincinnati? Oh, there's an app.
Monday night? Well, good thing it wasn't Sunday. It's supposed to snow and stuff. Monday night. Ooh. 7 p.m. There's a 40% chance of some rain.
Chance of getting sloppy into the second half there.
Start of the game.
Well, right, but I mean, it looks like it's gonna. The percentages get higher as the game goes.
Ooh, and there's rain literally Saturday, Sunday, Monday night, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's surrounded.
Right
now, it's Tuesday. It's early.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
a sloppy Monday night game that has a lot of implications to the playoffs.
I mean, we're talking number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Bengals.
We're talking
Ravens,
about like 1-3, 3-5.
Yeah, and Bengals Ravens, depending on how the Ravens Steelers game goes on Sunday night. If the Ravens lose, the Bengals have a little bit less to worry about. They're not going to get the number 1 overall seed, but as far as winning their division, so a lot on the line Sunday night, Monday night between those two games. Bengals, I believe, are 20-3 over their last 23 games against the spread. In a game that's 1.5, that'd
give them the victory.
Give them the victory.
Technically not, but
right. So, besides the 49ers, is there a hotter team in the NFL? Not that I mean, those are the two teams right now as far as name two teams you don't want to play, one on each side. Bengals are the team in the AFC for me, and 49ers would be the team in the NFC. Just as far as arc of the season goes. Bengals again without right tackle La'el Collins. Bills relatively healthy. Bengals, I think, for the most part, relatively healthy besides that as well. Yep. Jamar Chase is the catalyst of that offense from a receiving core perspective. And Diggs, you got to get going with Buffalo, and then you've got the Josh Allen effect. So, do the Bills return to form offensively, which we haven't seen in a while? Or do the Bengals continue on their arc, and their defense has been playing better, their offensive line has been playing better, and continue to take one step closer to solidifying either a 2 or a 3 seed, or possibly losing out in the division if they don't win this game. So, again, a lot on the line.
Who needs it more? Who can run the ball better? Who's at home?
I mean, I don't know. Do you need it more than not losing the 1 seed?
Not losing the 1 seed? Basically a lock for the playoffs?
I mean, both
teams
are locked for the playoffs. Both teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you care who you play in the playoffs?
Do you want home game or not?
Right.
The Bills don't have that worry. The Bengals do.
I don't disagree.
At home, sloppy, run the ball. If you have a new right tackle, guess what you want to do?
Absolutely.
Run the damn ball.
I don't disagree.
I'm just saying. Your Bills are the Bills for your year. Like that's.
I don't disagree, but I mean, Cincinnati's the pick.
Cincy's the pick
at home.
Whether or not, by the way, I don't care whether or not they're a hot team.
Yeah.
The Bills need to figure some stuff out this week because they're not.
Yeah.
Debatably, what happens next week, they might not have to play.
Right. So we're both on Cincinnati here. With in a minor upset.
That field's got to be sloppy. There's just no way. I have to go under.
49.5.
24-20. 24-21.
This button's going to get worn out.
Goonlocks! So many Goonlocks. And you purposely didn't Goonlock the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Like on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Changed it. I saw that.
All right.
Let's see if it haunts you.
I mean, probably will, but.
Wasn't good.
We're playing Malik Willis. Like, you got to win that game by more than 10.5 points.
You should win.
Like, that's all I'm saying.
You should.
That actually didn't have any. That had more to do with it than the Goonlock part of it.
But yeah, so Goonlocked on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I love that game though.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to watch that one. There's not many that I can say that about the NFL, and really it's the only one in the NFL this week that I actually care about.
Right.
Yep. Literally every other game is just a game.
Yeah.
Just a game. All right. So
best bets of the week.
Best bets of the week. I need a button for that too. Oh. Wow. There's some interesting ones in here. Also ones that don't make any sense. Whoa! Packers are favorites? At home?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what's the weather up there?
It don't matter.
It will to one team.
It don't matter.
36 degrees. They'll be fine. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You got something? You ready to rock with something?
No.
Yeah.
Are you?
No.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I will go with the Patriots minus 152 at home against the Dolphins without Tua. Do not love that play at all, but availability standpoint.
You know what? I haven't done this all year, so I'm going to go full homer on a best bet. Give me the Falcons at minus 188 at home. Let's go. It's the last time I can say that this season.
Yeah. I like that. All right, spread lock.
I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. Give me the Broncos plus 13.5. Chiefs. They played them tight last time. Their defense is fine. Russ, just don't throw 15 picks, please.
Yeah. I've got the 49ers minus 6 over the Raiders in my spread lock. And over under. I'm going division under in the Packers-Vikings game. 47.5 is the number.
Smart. That is smart. I'm actually going to heavy money on the over on the Saints-Eagles at 43.5. I'm actually going to take the under. It's supposed to rain in the morning. Again, we don't know what quarterback's playing yet, but
under
43.5.
43.5.
I just don't see the Saints going above 17, which leaves me 26 points for the Eagles. And I like that. Specifically Minshew plays. This is not a Cowboys Eagles track meet. It won't happen.
All right. You say so. D1 pick. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's see what we're doing.
Going aggressive, or are you going?
Oh, we're going a little parlay.
Little
underdog parlay.
Little underdog parlay. How big are you going? Jeez.
Little 3-teamer. Plus 900. I've got Seattle over the New York Jets at home. They are currently 1.5 point underdogs. I've got Cincinnati over the Bills at home. They are currently 1.5 point underdogs. And I have our Carolina Panthers at plus 3. But I'm taking all three of these teams in a money line 3-leg parlay. All three teams to win at plus 900. Seattle, Carolina, and Cincy.
I see your plus 900, and I go 999.
Ah, love that.
Give me the Browns.
Yep. Against the Commanders on the road.
The Seahawks against the Jets at home.
Yep.
And then give me the Steelers at the Ravens, which I picked them up above, so let's ride with it. Plus 999.
There we are. D1 picks of the week. Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
So,
all right.
let me summarize it. Best bets.
Yeah.
Money line lock. I've got Atlanta. Cole's got New England. Spread. Denver plus 13.5 for me. San Francisco over Las Vegas at -6 for Cole. Over under. I've got New Orleans, Philly under 43.5. Cole's going with the division. Minnesota, Green Bay under 47.5, which is a great idea. That was weird. And then let's go with the D-Gen pick. Cole went with Seattle, Carolina, Cincy at plus 900. I upped him to get to plus 999 at Cleveland, Seattle, and Pittsburgh.
There it is.
There she is.
On to our playoff machine.
Playoff machine.
Green machine. Green machine.
All right. Oh, I didn't do the whole. Oh, wait, did I save it? Please tell me I saved it.
Yeah, you saved it. You screenshotted last week's. Yep.
Is this one? Is this one? This one? It's got to be this one. All right.
So coming into this week, this is what we had projected through the end of the year. And so all of these teams are still alive. The Lions took the biggest hit this last weekend with the folding against the Panthers. But all teams still alive here, and we'll see what we think now and how much changes here as we just look at Week 17 and Week 18 this week.
Absolutely. Wherever I put it.
Just right there to your left.
No, that's the other screenshot.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the original screenshot.
Oh, gee.
All right. Here we go. All right. So, what's up?
There we go. Yeah. All right.
So we got Cowboys are winning that game.
Yep.
We want the Panthers to win that game. We're on Atlanta. This first big question.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that the Browns aren't playing for anything, and then the Commanders are.
Mm-hmm.
But the Browns can run the football. Deshaun Watson is less than a shell of himself, though. So I will take.
Not good.
That guy needs a massage.
A few of them.
I'll take Washington.
Yeah, I agree there. Bears Lions. I wouldn't say this was actually a game, but the hell's going on with the Lions?
I mean, 1 week I'll take the Lions at home.
At home,
Yep.
yeah. San Fran win.
Mm-hmm.
Jets Seahawks. We both have
the Seahawks. Yep.
at home.
At home. That's the only reason I took that game.
Yeah.
It's in Seattle. If it's in New York, I will take the Jets.
Correct.
So.
Jags Texans.
Texans, big win last week.
Yeah.
Should have a 3 or 4 game winning streak going as the team trying to get the number 1 overall pick. So I'm assuming there's a conversation in the management office that we need to be winning no more games, boys.
Yeah, let's not get these close.
Don't go losing fighters.
So we had them. You had them splitting,
right?
Still feel that?
Yes,
Okay.
And Vegas has been spot on the Vikings all year.
Yeah, they have. So big one, big switch there.
So the Vikings
go from a 2 to a 3.
Yep.
And Green Bay's still in the hunt.
Yep.
Mathematically. Battle of the LAs.
Chargers.
That's just not going to be a good one.
And Chargers clinched a playoff spot this last week, so playing for seeding at this point, but the Rams are playing for even less.
A lot less.
So,
Pats, Dolphins.
Tua doesn't play, the Dolphins don't win.
Correct.
Is ultimately what we've seen so far this year. So, unfortunately, that leads to New England.
Gives New England getting in.
Yeah, an inside chance they're getting in, depending on what their result in Week 18 is.
Colts, Giants.
Giants are playing for playoff lives. Giants got to find a way to win that game.
So we're split on this one.
Yep. Let's come back to it.
Yep.
Saints, Eagles. Eagles find a way to win that game at home.
Bengals.
Bills, Bengals.
That's where we picked that one.
So that's the big one, though.
It is.
That we can focus on.
Watch here, folks.
Here. So
watch here, folks.
let's do this first. Let's pick the Ravens winning their Sunday night matchup, because this is where we're going to see a big change here in the AFC. If the Ravens win, they move to 11-5 on the season, and that Bills-Bengals matchup becomes much bigger. If the Bills win, as we currently have it projected, they continue to be the front runner for the number 1 seed, again, with the Chiefs being the number 2 seed, same record at this point. And how important is it to not play or not have to go through Kansas City and or want teams to go through Buffalo? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Weather-wise, I can argue I don't want to play in Buffalo. But they're going to be the 1 or the 2 seed most likely. So something to play for, but we both have leaned Bengals.
So if we do that,
the Bengals move up to the 2 seed ahead of the Bills, because they will have the head-to-head and the same record. Chiefs moving into 1 seed, and Baltimore is the 5. If I'm the Bengals, I would much rather play the Patriots right now than the Jaguars.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's just
Buffalo's irrelevant. I don't end up.
Right.
They'll run through the Chargers.
So if the Steelers win this game, however, on Sunday night, that gives the Bengals a little more wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bengals then lose that game, the Bills win. The Bengals would not move as far. They just move down to the 3 line. But now it's a conference matchup.
Correct.
Which the NFL doesn't really like to see. And
don't they play week 18 too? Yeah. And they play
week 18, which would move the seeding again, depending on what else happens.
Correct.
So again, a lot to be said about this. I don't think the Ravens are going to lose that game.
Nah, they're overall better. I have them winning. I can see the Pittsburgh winning.
Both did pick
winning, and Lamar can still play. And we both picked Cincy. So
we'll leave it at that for now.
Week 18, Bucks Falcons. Oh, I so want the Falcons to be. But anyways,
and it's not that they. I mean, again, the parity in that conference is.
It will be a.
Will the Falcons play to win the game?
Correct.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
So
I'm gonna lean on them. So I'm gonna override that pick.
Okay.
Panthers, Saints. Phew. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
For
the Panthers are in no matter what, though. If they win,
as long as
and
this
the Falcons
happens.
win. Yeah.
As long as that happens.
So.
But what was I was saying? Because
if the Bucks win, they're in no matter what.
No matter what.
Yep.
So it's a winner in.
The Bucks are winner in.
They just need to win 1 game. They need to win one of
the 2 games. Yeah, because if they win the Falcons game, they're in 2, right?
Yep.
So that switches from because they're both 8-9.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So.
Oh wait. No, it didn't.
Well, that's because they.
Oh, because they.
What the?
No, you've got.
Time out. So we have this one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Week 18, Bucks winning, Panthers winning. Panthers still win because they have the head-to-head. Panthers just have to win the second game, whereas if the Bucks only have to win 1 if the Panthers split. So the chances are slightly in Bucks' favor because of that, but
still winner seat or driver's seat. Patriots, Bills at this point.
It's got to be. I mean, you got to be Bills at this point because they're still potentially playing for 1 seed. So,
which kicks Dolphins in as we speak for now.
Yeah.
I don't think Philly winning this last week. I don't think they're playing.
Yeah, and the Giants are.
And the Giants are. So I'll give it to the Giants. Yep. Vikings, Bears.
Vikings are still fighting for 2 seed versus 3 seed. Don't know how much that matters, but I think the Vikings win that game.
I can see the Bears.
And I don't think Fields will play for Chicago, which is the bigger reason the Vikings aren't going to lose that game.
There we go.
Browns, Steelers doesn't matter.
Steelers doesn't matter. So Cincy, Ravens now.
Give me Cincy.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah,
absolutely. Cowboys, they're going to play against Washington.
No, they don't.
Especially on the road.
Nope,
it's irrelevant. Lions, Green Bay.
Packers at home.
Doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Chargers gonna beat the Broncos. Broncos are bad. I don't even care if they're not playing.
Yeah, because the Lions.
Oh, and they're playing.
If the Lions beat Green Bay, can they get in?
No.
Not
unless you have.
Not if those teams win.
Not unless you have Washington
Win.
or
Dallas. Dallas
winning.
has to be Washington.
Yeah.
Disappointing. Disappointing.
Chargers are playing for something. So,
Yeah. Well,
do you want to play the Jags or do you want to play the Bills?
Well, I mean, obviously you want to play the Jags. Also, you're playing the Broncos, so
So it's a very easy it's up to you if you
winning
want
that
to.
game.
Right. Colts, Texans. I'm gonna give it to the Texans.
Okay.
I don't really care.
really bad win if they do, but
Yeah.
a win nonetheless.
Yeah. Chiefs, Raiders.
Chiefs were got to play because
They
they
have
got
to
to get the 1 seed.
They do. What happens? Ooh, they go 1-3. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skip this one because this one matters.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Niners.
Doesn't even matter. I don't think the Cardinals
I don't-
can win either way, and the Niners are still playing for seeding.
I just don't think they can beat the Niners
either way.
regardless.
Right.
Jets, Dolphins. Tua potentially back.
It's disgusting, but I would lean towards the Jets at this point. Unfortunately, Mike White's playing.
If Tua's back, that throws this one into play. But we'll get there next week. LA, Seattle. Seattle's going to attempt. At this, I mean,
They're trying to. They're
by
battling
this game, they'll have no clue.
They're battling
They'll have
for a
clue.
playoff spot. Yeah.
Right. But the game that matters, like changes in or out, not like seeding in or out, is the Jags Titans.
Yeah. Jags win, they're in. Titans win, they're in.
And that changed
Oh no,
because the
they're both in. Oh, it's because of
the Dolphins.
Yeah, Jets Dolphins game.
Oh,
I would rather see the other scenario.
this one.
Yeah.
Because I was saying why this one didn't matter is because when I went back, where the hell is this game? Where is it? Where are the Titans at? Where are the Jags? Where are they at?
Right there they're playing the Texans.
This one matters now, but it was the Tennessee. The Tennessee game is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about Thursday night. Like it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter.
Yeah, because one's going to end up 9-8, the other one's 8-9.
Does not matter.
Yep.
For the Titans this week. So that's where it's like, does it? What do they do? I think they go vanilla on Thursday, and they're gearing up because this matters.
I just think they are vanilla.
You're not wrong.
Right.
Not wrong. But this is the game.
And if I'm the Chargers, I definitely give me Tennessee over
Give me Tennessee over the Jags.
Jags.
Tougher, but I don't think much here.
Yeah, but if I'm the
Tougher.
Bengals, I'd
don't
much
want
rather face Tennessee than I would Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Simply from their quarterback's been playing elite football for the last 4 weeks.
So we're saying Tennessee over the Jags late, just because we want to.
No, I mean I think the Jags win that game. I just think they're a better football team at this point.
Yeah. And so that's what happens there. What happens if we do this? Miami's in if they win.
Mm-hmm.
They have to win one, and they're in.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and so that's where we sit. How did we do this last time?
So based on our thoughts, we do have a couple of shifts. Not what we want to see, but what we think we'll see. Definitely some teams I don't want to see in there.
Yeah, I don't
need to see 4 NFC East teams, even though that's my conference. I mean, the whole left side of the NFC is NFC East, which if you had that before the start of the year, cash that ticket.
Yeah.
And the other thing I don't need to see is New England Patriot in there. So
I don't really like any of these matchups.
No.
This no matter
best-
who Dallas plays is awful.
I mean, based on what we're seeing on the screen, the best matchup is the Chargers Jags. That's 2 pretty young quarterbacks with 2 solid offenses and 2 defenses who are streaky but have been shown flashes of both sides this year.
Yeah.
So two exciting young teams.
So
I mean, that's
then-
the best match.
So
in my
then
opinion.
winner goes to KC, and we get this matchup. I like this matchup.
Yeah. Again.
Obviously, again.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll play on that. Kansas City, this sits pretty for them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
On this side, Dallas is going to beat whoever the South plays.
They should.
Whoever comes out of the South.
They definitely should.
So they're going to Philly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think these situations are happening. I don't. No. Nah. This worries me a lot more than this.
Yeah, San Francisco's coming out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So it's a matter of, can the Giants? I just don't see that right now.
Right.
I don't. Now, if this was flipped, if Washington was going to Minnesota, that's more of a thing for Minnesota for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see probably San Fran, Minnesota, most likely.
Yeah.
And Dallas, Philly. So here we are.
Yeah. How's that look compared to last week?
So last week, Detroit was in, so Detroit's just replaced by Washington.
Yep.
No change really on the NFC side.
Yeah.
Change on the AFC side is Miami is now basically out. Baltimore goes into the 6, and then it's between Tennessee and
Patriots
and Patriots.
Yep.
So
not a ton of changes,
not a ton
but
change.
I mean, we like the matchups better to a healthy matchups.
Correct.
Better than what we're seeing.
That's correct.
Also, Lamar Jackson. I mean, we haven't talked about his health as much either, but that's definitely going to be a big.
It's going to be a big deal.
Do
you remember how to
coming down the
screenshot?
stretch?
It was a number, wasn't it?
Something. Was it control window 3?
I just don't remember the number. Well, it's not that one. I don't remember.
Shift Command 3.
There. We got it. Don't worry. Ladies and gents, don't worry.
It's only one off.
Okay.
Remember the number.
Wow, that was good.
All right.
Otherwise, it's New Year's.
New Year's.
Watch a lot of football.
We will not
We'll not
see you till next year. Haha.
I really don't like that.
Got him.
Here we are.
That's what this deserves.
Yes.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, bowl season, playoffs, college football it is. NFL is going to figure itself out, and next week we'll be a little more discussion of some important games for the college football championship.
Absolutely.
And we'll actually have some scenarios for the playoffs that are going to happen. You did not take your shitty shot.
Oh.
So
On the way out.
we're going to end on that.
On the way out. Here's the thing. We're going to come back next week, and we're either going to be real happy or we're going to be real sad.
Correct.
Because we have 70% Goonlocks this week.
It's an aggressive number.
Jeez, I did not want me to get.
No, it didn't.
Like a vault. This Goldschlager.
It's the gold. There she is, Goldschlager.
Goldschlager.
Look at see the flakes.
Put it
You
up
won't
in
be
the
able to, but we do.
lights. You can see the.
You just
wonderful
can't be excited about that.
Gold flakes. Did it to myself.
I know.
The cinnamon
You've delayed it the entire show.
The cinnamon liqueur on the way out. Happy New Year, everybody.
The New Year's shot with the golden. I like it. Have a great New Year. We'll see you next year. Enjoy the football games.